And hello, everyone. This session is going to be supremely special because what actually Spheron GPT is, we'd love to take every question after this, and you can also ask questions while doing this as well. So all you need to do is understand how works and how you can integrate Spheron into your hackathon project, and how do you really get to be a part of this. So in this session, Mitashi is over here, our CTO and co-founder. You can ask him questions. How do you really do that? And he's going to walk you through the whole segment of using Spheron. Mitashish, over to you. As people join in, I would admit them. And please feel free to ask any question to us. And you can use Discord or the chat section to ask those questions.
Hello everyone. Uh, Thanks for joining the session. It's going to be amazing, by the way. Um, so first of all, I'd like to start with like Spheron itself. Like, what is Spheron? I guess most of you know, but I'd like to focus on what are the products out there in Spheron that you can use for your dAppathon projects, and what are the things that we have built over the last 2 years to provide more of a user-friendly experience for the developers to use Web3 based infrastructures, solutions, and a lot more than that. So, first of all, what is Spheron? Spheron is a platform that enables developer to build their own application that uses most of Web3 based infrastructure, like let's say IPFS for storage, Filecoin for storage, or Akash for server deployments, and a lot more than a lot of that. Like, there are a lot of other things that we have integrated over the years. So those are the things that are there in Spheron that we provide as in a very user friendly and in a much more scale way, where you can scale your app or application if you want to build a startup with that as well. So that's what we provide at this moment. And one of the solutions that we have, we have a couple of them, but one of them is static site hosting. Like, you have might have used Vercels or Netlify uh, and other stuff where you have deployed your front-end app immediately using a simple to use interface, where you just go and deploy your, let's say, Next.js app or React app, and you get a link where you can just take a preview and share it with across your friends and family. We built a similar thing. We built the experience similar to that, but the underlying thing is Web3 based storage, like IPFS, Filecoin, and RV. What it gives is more of a sensor proof and a lot more functionality that blockchain provide along the way. So that is what we envision, to provide a very user friendly thing, and also like a lot of things that most of the centralized platform doesn't provide. We have that. So that is one of the products that we have to deploy a front-end application. Most of you will build a front-end application to uh, interact with something like storages or a server for your dApp. Uh, and you can use Spheron for deployment procedures and apply your domains and do a lot of things. So that's one of the product. Second, I would say is storage. What we provide is a abstraction layer on top of multiple storages, and we provide one of the best SDKs, which you can integrate immediately into your app and just upload any of your files and like build a lot of different solution uh, with uh, with storages as a whole. So a very simple to use SDK. Along with that, lot of different features like access control, IPNS, which I'll be going through one by one during my session to show you how you can use that, utilize it for your own app. And afterward, we have compute, which is very recently added to our platform. It basically gives you power to deploy any kind of servers on Spheron, and you can very easily deploy it and uh, use it for preview and a lot of things. So I'll show you how to deploy that as well. So I guess I'll share my screen first to start with a quick overview and demo. So yep, um, first of all, this is something like a dashboard for most of you. I guess whenever you open it, you will get a dashboard. You have to log in with your GitHub and GitLab or Bitbucket. Most likely, you will use GitHub. Um, if you have a GitHub uh, user, so you can use that to log in and you'll get empty dashboard for yourself. And that's the first thing you'll get. But I'll show you afterward like how you can start with the deployments and other stuff. Prior to that, I'll just quickly walk you through over like what are the things that you can do to walk yourself around like Spheron and learn more about Spheron resources, like what are the resources that are there that you can go through. And the best place to check it out is our docs. It is regularly maintained, so we'll be able to see new stuff getting added, updated. So if you have any kind of questions, if you don't understand, you can search around docs. You can go through this based on your um, requirement. We have a quick start to start along with what you need to build. So yeah, one of the things that you can learn about static side is through this. It has everything related to static side, what you need to know for your deployment, what are the features that are there, and a lot of other things around domains and HTTPS, password protection, edge networks. But you can go through them one by one to learn more about it. There is compute as well, where you can learn about how to deploy on computes, how to check out usages, instance details, and also like GitHub Actions and Terraforms. These are like some of the advanced things uh, that you can do if you know about them, but not necessarily required right now for your dAppathon project. Um, One of the cool thing about this talk is we have guides for you to walk you through. Guide has like step-by-step procedures for yourself to maybe deploy, learn about things. Framework guide is one of them where you can learn about like how to deploy your tab frontend, like framework. Most of them are mentioned there. We have some of the awesome support of these frameworks like React, Next.js, Next, Vue, Angular, whichever you use for your front-end app, whichever framework you use, you can easily go through them. It has step-by-step process. You can just go through this and immediately start deploying on Spheron platform. So that's one of the guides that you get. There is server guides where you can deploy your servers, as we have the compute part as well. Most likely you'll use Express or Django, whichever you use, but I would highly say use Express since our SDKs are built with Express. So if you are using Express, you can go through this, see how to like Dockerize it, step by step, build it, and then at last you push it and run on Spheron compute. So these are the things that you can check it out. I'll also walk you through a live demo as well when I do my work demo. But for now, I'm just giving you all the resources that you require for your dAppathon project prior to the demo. So one of the best thing in Spheron is SDKs. So we have built extensive SDKs for all of you to build your own project on top of them. So um, we have support for storage SDKs, we have support for browser SDK, we have support for compute, site, and FVM. It's a very advanced thing, but you can check it out. But I'll go through this storage and browser SDK first, where I'll show you like how you can use this. to upload your data on Spheron. Okay, and like most of your like tracks on Spheron right now, Spheron dAppathon season 2 are mostly around this two SDKs only. So if you know about these, you can come up with your own ideas and build on top of them. And you can go through the dAppathon what to build section to get some inspirations around your apps as well. So some of them are already there. I'll show you one by one what you can do and how you can use it. So we'll first of all go to browser SDK. Um, sorry. First, let's go to storage SDK. So storage SDK is meant for building on top of your server. So the storage SDK will give you, you can import this in your server like Express app, and then build functionalities around it, like uploading your data, uploading files, uploading JSONs, a lot more. Once you upload, you get some response. So I'll go to the code and show you how you can do it. So this is an app that I have built, which I've already built, but I'll show you one again. Is how you can build similar kind of apps. So this is an NFT Minter app. It's a it's an app where you can pass on an NFT asset like an image, and with that you can mint an NFT for yourself on Polygon testnet. So I have built this whole app by code, and I'll show you one by one. Some of the codes I'll not go deep into it, which are related to content interactions and all. You can go through the code, which is already open source in my GitHub account. You can go through that. I'll share the repositories as well. So first of all, this app is built based on the browser upload SDK, uh, which gives you functionality to upload your data directly from your browser. Why there is a difference yet between this storage SDK and browser SDK? It's because if you both of the environment are different. So in the browser, it completely uses a different environment than server, and we have this SDK so that you can use the functionality that we have inside the uh, upload upload uh, upload method, which has a lot of thing behind the scene. So it does a lot of things, but I'll not go deep into it. Uh, just to summarize, it just upload your data or files, anything that you pass on. So that's for that you can do directly uh, from your browser or front-end based applications. So yeah, let's get into the code. First of all, to build this app, you need a server as well. So the server is required to create a token, a temporary based token, which you need to pass on to start the upload of your data. So for that, we have created a single endpoint. If you know about this, you can see it's a simple one get endpoint, which has a bucket name as a parameter. So this bucket name we pass on as a parameter. From here, we just kind of took it as a constant. And then we initialize the client. So for this client to initialize, you need to have this class, which is basically coming from Spheron storage. This is an library that you can get from npm, and you have to install it uh, in your application by using npm install /storage. You can get it here if you go to npm package. Um, Let me see. Yeah, if you go to npm around storage, you go to this, you'll be able to see the way to install it and how you can use it as well. It's published on npm as a public package, so you can easily install it. Once you install it, you can start using the functionality and the methods that we have provided. So you create a client. This client requires a token. This token you can create from your platform. So if you go to your settings and then token, you can create your own token, like testing 123, and then you pass on which type of token you need to create. It's going to be web app type and then the scope. So if you pass on a scope, expiration, then you create it, you get a token out of it. So you copy and paste it there. So I already have a token which is there in my env. You can pass it directly as well, but I prefer env to pass this token. Once this is there, this token will be used to do all sorts of all sorts of interaction with our APIs. So we basically create a simple token, a temporary token, which will basically get expired in 10 minutes. So you get that, and then you just send it back to your front end application. If you make a call to this, it will send you a token back. So again, inside of your front end app, we have all of this setup for your contract interaction. The major chunk of code written inside of this, where we basically call this handle mint to mint the NFT, which again get the um, file which we have provided through this um, the file input. Okay, so here you can see we have one fetch call, again like a get call to get the token. So the first call will be to fetch the token. Once the token is there, you can use this upload method, which again you can see it is coming from Spheron at the rate browser upload. So again, you need to install this browser upload Spheron / browser upload in your application as well to use this method. So once you install it, you get this
Mitra,
upload.
can you zoom in a bit?
Can
Yeah,
you see this?
yeah.
Okay. Sorry. So yeah, if we brothers, just make sure if there is any kind of things that needs to be addressed, please let me know. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. So again, we are at this upload thing. In the upload, we are passing a files. Like it can be multiple file, it can be one file. You pass on all the files here, and then the token that you get from your server call. So once you get this, you get a result. From this result, you can get all the links that you need. So if I go back to our SDK, you can see here, there are, yeah, I zoom in a bit. Yeah. You can see there are some IDs and links that we provide after the upload is successful. So if you get this link, we are using dynamic link as a base for us. So this link is what you get after you upload it. Once you get it, you create a metadata out of it again. So this metadata is important for your NFT. Once the metadata is generated, you also upload this to IPFS. So I'm doing this again, like I'm taking this, making another fetch call to get the token. Once the token is there, I upload this metadata. Once the metadata is uploaded, I got this link. So now this link will be passed on to your contract. So once I have this, I call this contract interaction where I pass the address, where it is, I guess, yeah. The arguments are address where I want to mint and the token URL, which I will be using to mint this NFT. If I go back to this app again, so first of all, I took this, let's say this image, and then I pass testing demo, the name, and let's take the same as a description. So if I to this, what it will do is basically going to upload it. Let's see if it gets uploaded. So yeah, the upload is done. Once the upload is done, it will make a call to interact with the contact to create the NFT. So the NFT has been created. You get a hash. This is a Polygon Mumbai Explorer where you can check if the transaction has been passed or not. Let's wait for 1 minute, and yeah, it is success. So I get a token ID 5 as my NFT, and you can do the same for yourself. Similar process, just upload and check out like how you can uh, create your own NFT. Uh, so that's basically all of it, where you can use the upload functionality that we have to use the storage, Spheron storage. It can be anything. It can be here we are using Filecoin, but it can be IPFS as well and RG. But you can use all of that to in a single SDK, which is pretty cool because you have to do a lot of other things to do all of that. So that's basically the storage part of it. Um, I'd maybe hold on a minute and maybe get some questions if you have any questions regarding this. Otherwise, we can check other stuff which we have in Spheron as well. If you have any question, maybe raise your hand or just post it on the chat so that we can address them. Hyperledger is basically um, it's a completely different thing for creating your own chain. So I think it's I'm not sure what would be the context between the Hyperledger and the storage part. But if you want to build something with maybe snapshotting their datas and all, you can use that as well to maybe snapshot all the chain data and put it inside the storage SDK using the storage SDK to storage. But yeah, Hyperledger is you can use it uh, instead of maybe Polygon or the things around it. Okay, I think that it's no question. If there are, please send it on the chat. We'll address them after we are done with this. Okay. So yeah, along with the upload functionality that we have, we also have an option to encrypt it and also upload it. Like it will do both together. So you can pass on the file and also the access control that you need to encrypt it with and the signature. So we are using LED protocol. If you don't know, it's a key management protocol with a lot of functionality around access control. So what you can do is you can create access control like if you have like gated things, like if you want to like give access to decrypt certain people who have let's say more than $10 balance in their account or wallet and like a lot of other things. So you can build specialized access control and then encrypt this whole file so that it can be only visible to or only get decrypted by those people which has those access qualification. So that you can do with encrypt upload. I think there are some of the track which tells about using, yeah, there is one track with access control that you can build. Just like, for example, we already have a private NFT gallery or private NFT marketplace, special art collection, NFTs. So what you can do is very simple. You can privatize, like you can encrypt certain images, NFT images, which you want to give access to certain people. So you can build the same functionality with this specific function. So you can pass on the control conditions and then say, like, let's say I want to just give this access to the owner, or maybe owners and other people who have some, um, let's say, access to this NFTs or something. Like it can be like related NFTs as well. Like if they have like BAYC, they can open MAYC as well, something like that. So that you can do with this encrypt upload. You can encrypt certain images, files, or anything, and then upload it, and you'll get a link which is like IPFS link. Again, a CID and an IPFS link. Once you get that link, you can use that link to again decrypt it as well. So once it is decrypted, you'll get the file back if it's actually decrypted, and you can do it on the browser as well immediately using your wallets and everything. So you can directly use MetaMask to do all of this thing. So it's going to be very useful for a lot of users, lot of people, communities that wants to build tooling around it so that they can have access to certain things, very uh, close community and all. So you can use that to build certain functionalities around it. So this is one of the cool features of SDK, like encryption and decryption and access control that you can do. Apart from that, you can do very similar stuff with IPNS. Uh, I guess if you don't know about IPNS, a lot of applications are using IPNS for, let's say, dynamic NFTs, dynamic uh, creation of their file management, because I think the main concept of IPNS was to make sure that you don't have to, if you have something to change again and again on your IPFS, since IPFS is immutable, you'll get new CIDs every time. So if you have something on the contract, let's say NFT, um, which is already there in the contract, if you change the NFT, you have to again uh, like create the contract interaction, do all sorts of things, which will be very costly for most of the people because it's not that simple to do it, and the gas fees are very high. So with this IPNS, you can do very similar thing where you can create an IPNS link, and with that you can resolve IPFS link as well. And it's very kind of like whenever you have to update, let's say you have new IPFS which you want to point to, you can immediately update it using this function. So these are the things that you can do. You can get the name. You can check out uploads for IPNS. You can get all the IPNS from the organization and all sorts of stuff. So you can maybe go through this in deep to think about like what are the functionalities or feature or like ideas that you want to build. So these are the two SDKs that we have for like storages and uploads that you can use. Uh, and most of them are going to be used if you want to build something on our tech. So I'd highly recommend just going through this, understand in depth like what are the things that you can do, and then think about the idea that you can build. So you can integrate certain parts of it in those ideas. Apart from that, we have a site SDK and a computer SDK. Site SDK, as I've said, we have a static site deployment platform where you can immediately deploy any kind of static apps like React.js, Next.js on our platform. And we have built SDK for that as well. So you can do the same thing without even going to your platform. You can build the same functionality for your own users as well. So there is one, I think there's one, yeah, there's one uh, track for that as well, where we say like you utilize buns and Spheron SDK to build tabs that deploys a first stack tab, where first stack tab means you have a front end and a contract. You can think about it in a way that you have an NFT marketplace. NFT marketplace has just a front end and a contract. So if you have those two things, you can use Punch to deploy the contracts on any let's say any kind of change, let's say Polygon or Finance or any of there you want to. And once the contract is deployed, you get an address that you can pass on to Spheron, this site deployment method, or you can pass on as a key value for environment variable that would be taken from your, that would be used in the app. So you can pass on the address which will be used, and this takes in a get URL. So if you have, let's say, this GitHub URL which is public, you can pass on this to this, and it will start deploying for you. So this is the functionality that you get from a site SDK. We have a lot of other things like you can get logs, you can attach domain on top of it like this. So a lot of things, a lot of functionalities are there. Just go through this. If you have any questions, just ask on the Discord. And if you need any help, you can always ask in the Discord as well. So that's for the site. We have Compute SDK. Um, Compute SDK is very similar as well. Since we have a platform where you can deploy your servers, we have also created a SDK for it. So that if you want to create some kind of application that deploys other server by passing their image and all, you can build very similar thing just like us on top of us as well. So you can use this thing to give, let's say, build some template kind of things which can deploy directly from this uh, method. So you can pass on the image, the tag, and then the ports. Like these are all the things that you require for you to deploy, and then you just create the instance for yourself. We give out the links that you need. So here you'll get the IDs that you can use to fetch like what are the details like the deployments, the status and everything. So this is where you can use like the SDK for deploying your instances as well. So that's all the SDKs that we have. We are kind of regularly maintaining it. So there will be new changes coming in. Something we are also releasing a lot of new updates on our platform. So those will be updated as well. If you are on Discord, you will get to notify all of this. And I guess with this, I think I'll just do a quick demo on how to deploy on Spheron. So let me do one thing first is let's start with the CLI. So I think we have server and the front end. For server side, I think I'll just do this. Let me first do this. Okay, add and first commit, add new changes and push. Okay, so that should push the new update. Let's again go to server. So for server deployment, I'll go directly from here. So now I think if you are building something with server, will have you'll be at this point where you are built with the server, you have tested it out. Now you want to deploy on Spheron to start sharing with your maybe team member or someone who is building content to test it out. So how you do it? First of all, you let's go to our docs again to um, check out how to do it. Right, I'll do it directly using our guides. We have an Express app, right? So inside of the Express app, we need to create a Docker file that is already been created. So I have created this Docker file. I have exposed my port, which is 108.111, and then I have to do this. So I'll just copy this as a export and to paste it. So once this is done, I think we are everything is ready. So now I'll build this app. So let me take this. I'll build my app based on my Docker Hub registry. I already have a Docker Hub, um, Docker Hub repository for it, but I'll again show you like how you can push it to this repository after you create a repository on Docker Hub. So I'll take this and I'll put this as an image name and then done. So it will start the build. Once the build is done, yeah, it is done. So I can now push this to my Docker Hub registry. So as you can see, it has been pushed 1 hour ago. I'll push it again. So once it is pushed, as you can see, it is trying to do that. Yeah. And yep, I think the image has been posted. So now if I refresh this page, it should say, okay, let me check if this has posted to, yeah, should have posted to latest default. Okay, it has pushed to this, but I'll again do this. Let's push to the latest. Okay, let's see if it got updated. Yeah, it has been updated. So yeah, you need to pass a tag along with it to push it to a specific tag. I pushed it to latest. Now, once it is done, what we'll do is go to our platform, go to the organization. I already have a organization here. And then I'll start with the new cluster. So you'll get this kind of view where you have like start from a marketplace app and a Docker registry. You can check out this marketplace app, which you can directly deploy. It's already templatized, but I'll do it using this. So I'll do testing, demo, and then I'll pass this. Let me check what's the name. Let's copy this, paste it, latest tag, next. Once I'm here, I'm selecting the lowest one CPU, 0.5 RAM, lowest storage, not needed, and then yeah. So this is important. You have to pass the port policy. Port policy means you have what policy you have, what port you have exposed, and what you want to expose to. So it will be a random port. Apart from that, you can pass environment variable. I'll pass this environment variable that I have here, this token, and this token. As I've said, this token you can generate on your own from your settings, and I'll just do deploy. Let's wait for this to get deployed. So it has been initialized, and very soon we'll be seeing some logs here. Yeah, it's been started. Yeah, the first deployment has failed. Let's wait for the second one, see if it can do it. So yeah, this is how you can do it. Right now, maybe there is some issues within the system, but you can easily deploy it just like this. Yeah, it is trying to do it. It will retry for some time. If it doesn't, it will fail. Apart from that, you can add domains here. I have already some domains that I can attach. This one, minted demo. So I can attach this demo.sphn.xyz. Okay, so the deployment has been successful. Cool. Let's refresh this. Yeah. So the deployment has been successful and I can now attach a domain. Let's take this, copy, paste SPHN XYZ, then the instance. So this site, this domain will point to this once I add it. Okay, so this is not a domain, this is a subdomain. I'll select subdomain and then add it. Okay, so the CNAME has been added. Let me see if it's been there. No, let's update it. Copy this, update to update this, save, and let's verify it. Okay, so this has been deployed, and as I can see, it is trying to call this. Okay, yeah. So it cannot get slash, but it's good. I guess it's working properly. Yeah. So now the next thing is to deploy the front end. So as I have done previously, I have uploaded to our GitHub, like I have pushed to GitHub. So I can just directly go to our web app section, go to workshop, and then start with a new project. You see if I have access to this and FD minted them. Nice. I have this. Now I'm going to deploy EFS. Then I'm going to select create React app. The root directory is front end since it's, as you can see, this is a mono repo. So I'll just add a root directory where the front end is actually present. The build commands and everything are handled. We do need to add an environment variable. So I can see here we have this environment variable. You have, if you have any kind of environment variable, you can add your own. I'll pass on this and this winter.sphn.xyz, and that's all we need to do and deploy. It's very easy. As you can see, it's going to start the deployment. Yep, very similar experience. You can see it will just start throwing logs. Once the deployment is done, you'll get a link. You can access the whole application from there. We will wait for some time. Let's wait. And in the meantime, again, I'll show you what are the things here. There are domains. You can attach domains here as well, your own domains. You can attach some decentralized domains as well. And go to your settings. You can attach your password protection if you want to. You can add more environment variables if you need. You can create your own environment as well, where you can uh, build your own pipeline to deploy some stuff. So let's see if it started. Yep, the deployment is started. We'll wait for the deployment to go on. And yeah, that's all basically from around that you get. For any more questions or if you have anything that you need to know, you can go through this docs. We do have CLI. So if you go through the CLI, you will get to know what you can do. It's mostly used to upload and deploy. So you can just install this here. Say if you want to install, you can do this, as it's mentioned here, sudo npm install -g, install it globally on your system. And once it is done, you'll be able to use Spheron CLI. And I think in the starting, we have seen questions regarding Spheron GPT. So I'll show you this. I think, Prakash, we have one Notion doc for it, right? The GPT one. I can remember there was one thing. Spheron GPT. Notion.
Yeah, let me share that doc.
Yeah. So basically, I'll just go through this here only using GPT hyphen help. Let me do this a bit so that you can see it. So yeah, what GPT does, we have built this as an interesting thing where you can use the GPT. As you know, like GPT is very useful for generating like contents and a lot of things like mostly like text contents and all. But what we did is basically use this GPT to uh, create instead of content code. So you can use the GPT to create React or any kind of code that you want. It will generate the files. It will generate like code, mostly used for code generation. So you can do all sort of things. You can even create your test cases. So you can pass on, let's say, a file which has like your methods that you want to create test cases for. You can use this to just create all the test cases for all the codes. Um, Similarly, you can use transpile to transpile a code to a different language, let's say from Solidity um, to Rust. So if you have like a Solidity contract, you can even create a Rust Solana based or any kind of different contract that you need. So that is that you can do with this. So you can pass on different things and try playing around. Um, there's a lot of other things as well. So you can just check it out. I guess uh, Prakash will share a doc which has like some demos and videos that you can check it out and see like how it works. And yeah, that's basically most of it. Let me see if the deployment is done, but yeah, it has been done. So you can check this app and it will have the NFT minter that we have in our local as well. Just wait for it to load. Yep. So it's been done. You can connect my wallet. It's been connected. I can upload, say this. And try to mint it. I think it didn't go on, but yeah. Yep, it says something to do with 404. This happens when you try doing it during the demo. So yeah, you can try it on your own when you have some time. So yeah, that's all basically. Um, Basically it from Spheron. You can try out different things and let me know if you have any kind of questions. Yep. Uh, is there any questions that we can take? Um,
Guys, feel free to ask anything because, like, see, this is quite important for you to understand that if you're in your building journey and if you are facing any issues or if you learn something right now and if you have a doubt, feel free to ask these doubt from Mitra.
yep. Happy to answer those questions if you have any kind of doubts right now. if you are building something that you require some assistance.
Um, just a side question. How does your network handle volume transactions?
Mm, you're saying volume of transactions. Um,
Yeah, like
so we have
is there
different.
a bottleneck or something?
Not really. So basically, let's say the IPFS and the file kind thing, it's handled from the network. What we do is basically give out, like we manage certain part of it to make sure there is no kind of like uptime or downtime on certain services that has been running by public. So there is no actual chain interaction, or you can say like anything to do with our own chain. We haven't built a chain. We basically handle others' chain and build like user experiences and like making it simple for others to use it. So that's what the platform is built for right now. Um, yeah, that's the basically idea right now.
Okay, thank you. So if you have if you have a front end, this your platform is something that you could deploy your application to. You don't really have to worry about the network or
No,
like per
no,
se. Okay.
no. It's yeah, we have CDNs and everything that is required for you to like uh, make it faster and retrieval, like to more performant on your site. So that we have all the things related to that. So there is no kind of like there's like a lot of hits coming onto your system or your website. It will handle it properly since we have the systems to handle that. There's no chain interactions happening, so it's not that hard to handle. Yeah.
Any other questions? Okay, so
Okay.
we would love to cut it off, and we are right on time. And thank you so much, Mitra, for sharing how to use Spheron and how to get started on Spheron. And guys, if feel free to ask any questions throughout on the Discord as well. We are here,
Um,
and we have, yeah,
one last question is can I find the recording of the stream if I want to see go back and
yeah,
see some stuff that I missed?
yeah, absolutely. It would be uploaded on YouTube and send it over to the dAppathon channel.
Thank you.
Yeah, all of those recording would be provided to you, and feel free to ask any questions if you have on Discord. And thank you so much, guys, for joining in. Thank you so much, Mitra, for joining in. And yeah, let's keep building.
Thank you so much for joining, guys. It was really great. Keep building and see you on the demo day, I guess. All right, guys.
Right,
Bye
Bye
thank
bye.
you
bye.
guys.